everyone, time for another review, and today's flashlight is from BlitzWolf. This is the first BlitzWolf flashlight that I have used. I see that on their website and on a couple of other merchant sites, including Banggood, that they have a couple of other lights under their belt. But this is apparently the latest one, and as you can see, it's the BW-ET1 model. Comes in a very plain box, like recycled materials kind of thing. So it's rather small, at least the box isn't particularly big. And to open everything up, you will see what's what. So here's the user manual, and it does a pretty good job of describing what the light does. And here's the flashlight. It's just a hair over 4 inches long, and so it's actually about the same size as some 18650 lights, but this does not operate on an 18650 battery. It operates on a AA battery. Elsewhere in the box, or also included in the box, is a diffuser, which you don't get too often with a flashlight. I guess these are usable to some people. I don't get a big get a big charge out of these because I don't believe I've ever really used one, but you certainly can. Obviously, if you like a diffused kind of light in certain circumstances, so that helps. And here's the lanyard inside, and a couple of spare O-rings make up the rest of the accessories. As you can see, there is no pocket clip anywhere, and to me that is the biggest detriment to the light, because I love putting the lights in my pocket and securing them. I rarely, if ever, almost never use a lanyard. That's just me. Some people may like the lanyard, some people might not. I prefer a pocket clip, and if it had been my choice, I would have definitely said to skip the diffuser and add a pocket clip. That would be my personal choice for the flashlight. So everybody's got their own choice, and that would be mine. So anyway, now that you know what my choice would have been, you can decide what you would like for yourself. So that's it for everything in the box. You have a little warranty card here, and that's the only other thing in the box. This is more or less a budget flashlight, so you don't get a lot of extra frills, and I guess the pocket clip is one of those things that they decided to leave off. So anyway, the flashlight is pretty neat for its size. What I can do here briefly is show you the inside of the manual, which does of course tell you here what you do get, which we've already gone over, and it explains the pieces of the flashlight. And on the other side gives you the basic information here. It has a Cree XPL V6 LED, so it's a very high quality LED. This is actually a warm white, so it has the color temperature of 5000 K, and it has the ability to ramp. That's pretty much what it does. It's a stepless dimming flashlight, as they call it. And you see that's what it says right on the front here. Stepless dimming. So that's what it does. It starts off in low, and then as you keep holding the button, it goes all the way up to the top. So you get moonlight, and then you get sort of you get moonlight right up to high. And here it explains the different batteries you can use and what you'll get out of those batteries. Because basically you either have an Eneloop AA, here's an Eneloop Pro for instance. These are great batteries as far as NIMH are concerned. So this would be an NIMH rechargeable. And of course here you have a 14500 lithium, which I prefer to use because you get brighter light with the lithium. So you can use that. And of course you can use a standard, I don't even have one right here, you can use a standard AA, and you know what those look like, standard Energizer AA's. So those are your 3 different battery types. Now, The light also has the ability to add an extra piece in here. You can get an extension tube, and as you can see, my box did not come with one, and I don't think most of them do. Where you can find this light for sale, they usually sell the extension tube separately for a couple of bucks. But you can put the extension tube on and then use 2 AA's instead of 1. You can't use 2 14500s because that would be dangerous, and the working voltage does not go that high. The working voltage will only accommodate 2 AA's or 2 NIMH, but not 2 14500s. That makes sense? Of course, you'll always get brighter light with the 14500, and that's of course what the manual says right here, because with the 14500 you get a high output of 600 lumens or thereabouts, and with a AA or an NIMH the high is 182 lumens, and the low is also a little bit lower with the AA. It's 0.2 as opposed to 2.5, and the run times are obviously greater if you use. Now, you see, that's the only advantage of using 2 batteries. 2 batteries is not going to give you higher output. The output is exactly the same with the 2 batteries. All it does is extend the run time of the light. So 1.5 hours is about what it runs on a 14500. Meanwhile, 7.5 hours is what it runs with a AA. Now, this, of course, is only showing, that's showing 1 AA, but then you get 20 hours, or 20 hours on high with 2 AA. So that's a significant difference there, as opposed to what you get with the 14500. But you're also getting much dimmer light. Remember that 20 hours over here is 182 lumens, and 1.5 hours over here is 600 lumens. So there's your difference between the battery types. And again, you see, even with 2 AA, you don't get any higher than 182 lumens. You just get the long run time. So that's the difference there. Personally, I wouldn't even bother with the extended tube. But again, that's me. I'm just as happy to have it in the smaller form factor and use the rechargeable battery. But you know, that's my choice. Now, it does obviously explain here how the light works, which I'll get to in a second. There's also a magnetic tip. This is magnetic here on the end, so anything that will stick to it will do so. So you can stick that to anything and work with it if you need to. Alright, first of all, this is the switch. As you can see, it's well screwed down. And here's your LED. It's a smooth reflector, so it does have reasonably good distance. By the way, it's also waterproof. Waterproofed 2 meters underwater. So it's IPX8 waterproof. So, anyway, it has some pretty good knurling here around the middle. And undo the cap. There's a spring, and there's just a stump up in there. So I will put in the 14500 battery. And the way you turn it on is to just give it one little press. And as soon as you do so like that with a new battery, it'll be in the lowest mode possible. It'll be in moonlight. And every time you unscrew the cap all the way and change a battery, it'll always come back on in moonlight. Once it's on, mode memory will remember the last place you turned it off in. Okay, so let's ramp it up. Turn off the light here and here, and it's on right now in moonlight, so I'll press the button and you can watch it get brighter. And of course the camera usually tries to do a bit of it now. Now that was the middle point. That's the midpoint there. It just blinked twice. Now if I press it again, it's going to start going down again. And that's what happens when you pause. So every time you're going in one direction, if you stop it from going in that direction by taking your finger off the button, the next time you press it, it'll start going in the opposite direction. So if you want to keep going in the other direction, you have to do it twice and go down a bit and then go back up again, or whichever way you want to go. So just remember that it will always begin again in the opposite direction you were going once you stop. Now in this particular case, it's still going down. So I'll press it again, it'll start going up, it'll blink twice, it's in the middle, I'll keep holding on to the button, and then it'll get right up to the top, and now it blinks 3 times when I reach the top. So we're on maximum high right now, and it just blinked 3 times to let us know that we're there. If I press and hold it again, it'll start going down, it'll blink twice at medium, and then go all the way down to moonlight, and then it'll blink once and you can barely even see it blink. Now we're back down in moonlight. So that's basically how it works. Just keep your finger on the button, it'll keep going down, and then it'll go back up again and stop wherever you need it to stop at. And as always, moonlight is good for very close-up lighting. So press it again, and when it ramps very fast in the upward direction. So as you can see there, it went very quickly. So even to get just up a little bit, you have to stop it if that's where you want to be. So as I continue to press, now it's going back down again. Now I press again, it's going back up again, and there it'll blink twice at the midpoint, and then it'll go right up to high, and it'll blink 3 times to indicate that that's as high as it will go. Now there's also SOS and strobe, and the way you get to those is by triple clicking. 1, 2, 3. Here's strobe, and then if I press and hold, it'll go to SOS, and if I give it one little press again, it'll turn off. Now if you want the highest mode anytime, you can get that by double clicking. 1, 2, and here I am in high. So either from the off position or while it's already on. If it's taking too long to ramp up to high, just give it 2 clicks and it'll be up at the high mode instantly. And then of course from here, again, 1 press will turn it off again, and mode memory will remember where it was. So if I press it again, it'll come back on in high. So anyway, that's how you do the ramping, and that's how you get strobe and SOS, and that's how you can even get to the highest mode from anywhere you happen to be. I'm actually going to show you 2 pictures now of the difference in battery power. So there you go, 2 more or less side-by-side pictures, one after the other actually, showing the brightness difference between the 2 types of batteries. So with that you can kind of decide which type of battery is right for you. Now this isn't a bad flashlight, it's kind of neat. I'll say one thing for it, is that this button is so large that it's very easy to find in the dark. A lot of flashlights, of course, even though they have great features and all and are easy to operate, some of them are a little bit challenging to find in pitch darkness because you got to feel around for the button. But this one is so big and so flat right here, and it's round everywhere else because it has these fins here for the cooling effect and so forth, that you know, it's very easy to find in the dark with this button. So that's one big plus going for it. And to me, it's just the omission of the pocket clip, which makes a bit of a difference. But all in all, this isn't a bad light. Yeah, BlitzWolf has a whole bunch of other products online. So if you look up their name or go to their website, you know, or if you look them up on Amazon, for instance, you can see a whole bunch of products that they offer. And apparently, you know, LED flashlights is just one little tiny corner of their business, and I don't think they have that many lights out there. But this just happens to be one of the newest lights that they have, so maybe they're branching more into flashlights, but most of their product line concerns a lot of other different types of electronics and household items. So anyway, this has been the BlitzWolf. This is the stepless dimming flashlight, BW-ET1. There is a link below if you'd like to pick one up online. You can also visit my written review and see the outdoor pictures that I've taken with it, and the same link is there within my written review where you can get one as well. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave me comments if you need to, and we'll see you next time with more. Take it easy.